MCU fans, so Ironheart might be the most misunderstood show that they've done. People wanted another Iron Man, but what they got was something darker, more personal, and honestly better than it's given credit for. I know it hasn't been out long, but some of the hate, I just don't understand it. This is about legacy, it's about conflict, it's about how sometimes the hero isn't sure that they want to be a hero. And oh yeah, Mephisto's here. Well worth the wait. So I'm Ash from Gedgehammer Reviews, and this is my full review of Ironheart. Strap in, because we're smashing through the hate and diving into the show that deserves way more love than it's got. It's genuinely really good. I know that there's some hate, and I understand certain sections of it, but as a show, it stands up for me. So first, bit of context. Let's box it out. So, Ironheart picks up after Riri Williams' debut in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. She's a genius, a prodigy, someone who's built a suit of armour in her dorm room while most people at her age can't even make a cup of tea. But this isn't about her saving the world. That's not what this is. She's not the next Iron Man. This is about her figuring out if she even wants to be. The show explores Riri not yet, and maybe not ever, a fully formed hero, but as a young woman struggling with grief of loss, pressure, expectation, and the temptation of taking shortcuts. It's a grounded story, but one with supernatural and emotional stakes that elevate it above a simple origin story. It's a coming-of-age tale, but for someone who's dealing with tech gods and literal demons. Riri is not Tony Stark. And thank God for that. We don't need another one. The one that we've got is amazing. Where Stark was a cocky genius with a war profiteer's past and a redemption arc, Riri is starting from a place of pain. She's lost family. She's being pulled in 10 different directions. Wakanda, MIT, the streets of Chicago, the legacy of Iron Man, and the looming threat of the Hood. She's dealing with a lot. Now, Dominic Thorne gives Riri a genuine vulnerability. She's headstrong, yes, but she's also unsure of herself. There are moments, especially early on in the series, where you really feel her doubt, and that's what makes her journey powerful. She's not some shiny new Avenger. She's a real kid with fears, flaws, and fire. One moment that stood out for me is her breakdown after her tech is used against her in episode 3. The guilt, the horror. That moment reminded me of Spider-Man 2, with Peter Parker giving up the suit, not because he's lazy, but because he's human. She's not running away from this responsibility. She's scared of becoming something that she can't control. So let's talk about Mr. Ramos, the Hood, because what a pleasant surprise that was. Parker Robbins, obviously Anthony Ramos, is one of the most street-level but mystic MCU villains we've ever had. He's a thug with a cloak, sure, but he's also a man who's been broken by the system, pushed into darkness, and given just enough power to feel untouchable. Ramos gives him charisma, menace, and this quiet sadness that makes him compelling. He's not killing for fun, he's killing because the cloak whispers promise of something better. His dynamic with Riri is incredible. They're mirrors. One is tempted by power, and one is fighting it, and the other has already given in. There's a particular scene in episode 5 where the Hood offers Riri a choice. Build for me, and you'll never have to lose again. It's subtle, it's chilling, it's beautifully acted, and it's so Marvel in the best way. He's not just a villain, he's a what if. He's a prequel to what could happen to Riri if she carries on, and if she acts in that path. The moment we had all been waiting for. Mephisto is here. Sacha Baron Cohen, best known for comedic chaos, he flips the script here. This isn't just Borat with horns. This is something genuinely unsettling. His performance as Mephisto brings creeping dread to the MCU that it's only teased for us before. He doesn't jump out of the shadows, he whispers, he plants doubt, he manipulates. His scenes, especially in episode 6, feel like a Marvel horror film. The way he talks to the Hood and the way that he gets under Riri's skin, it's really unnerving. But Sacha nails it. If Marvel don't use him again, it will be a crime against these films. I'll be really frustrated because you've taken so long to tease it. You nail it, in my opinion. And then we've got to go back with it. So, tonally, Ironheart is a bit of a mix. We've got gritty Chicago drama, we've got high-tech lab suspense, and literal hell magic. But somehow, they pull it together. This is Riri's world, a world where she's pulled between the rational and the irrational, the tech and the mystic. That clash is what gives this show its energy. Is it Loki? No. A few tonal jumps feel abrupt. The pacing lags in the middle, and yes, the one moment that did annoy me, that's annoyed everyone, is the casual jab at Iron Man. But I think that's also what's happening here to Riri. She is learning. She had to build the suit in her cave with her scraps. You know, this is her becoming that character. Before the good, there came bad. Tony Stark had the same, you know. So I don't like what they said about Tony Stark. I'll get that clear and I'll get that straight. I didn't like it, but I think that's a really small piece to take out of this. I get it. You know, they wanted to distance Riri from Stark to prove that she's not just Iron Man version 2. But there's a line where she throws shade, and it felt completely out of place. It's a cheap shot, and it didn't land. And it's the only thing that pulled me out. That said, the hate that this show got before it even come out is completely unjustified. People went in expecting another Stark, another Falcon, and the Winter Soldier, and instead they got something more personal, more conflicted, and that seems to have scared people off, and I really don't understand why. If you stick with it and watch it, yes, it should have all dropped at the same time, because in essence this is just a big movie. That is what it is, but it matters, and it shows that Marvel can still take risks. It's about a young black woman caught between invention and ideology. It's about a villain who doesn't feel like one, and it's about a devil who's finally turned up and, you know, he's sitting down having a nice cup of tea. If Moon Knight was about fractured identity and WandaVision was about grief, then Ironheart is about temptation and how even heroes aren't immune to it. If you've got all that power and all that stuff on the table, it's difficult. It expands the MCU in important ways. We now have mystical tech. We've got Mephisto set up for the bigger cosmic horror arc. And we've got a grounded, likeable but complex protagonist who could one day lead the Young Avengers. If they don't waste her. There is potential there for her to team up with Ms. Marvel, with Kate Bishop. It's got legs. And a fully formed female team. I hate the little snippets that they've given us of a female team in both Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. It felt forced, but you are building a team here that you can actually use that can empower young women, so please do that. But for me, Ironheart, it gets a strong 4 out of 5 stars here. For me, I think it's really, really good. I really enjoyed watching it. I judge things when I'm watching them by how many times I'll check my phone. I really didn't do it much here. It's unapologetically different, and it's a character worth investing in. The Hood is a villain worth revisiting, and Mephisto, well, let's just say that Doctor Strange and Blade better watch their backs. I hope that's how they tie it in. But I could be wrong. What did you think of Ironheart? Did the hate make sense to you, or do you agree that it's been unfairly dismissed? Drop a comment, hit like, and subscribe to the channel if you want more honest, passionate MCU breakdowns like this. Again, I'm Ash from Gedgehammer Reviews. We've got Thunderbolts next. Recently rewatched, it's been released on digital, so let's get into that next. But hey guys, as always, you know what it is. Keep on smashing. Have an amazing day. I'll see you on the next one.